Welcome to the Mailware Magic Overview. This section covers building shows. You should have already created effects and props, etc. in your inventory, and that's in a previous tutorial. We're going to go into inventory again now to create shows. Click the inventory button and then click new to create a new show. I'm going to work with an existing one so you can see the fields filled in. In the product number field, we recommend entering in a code that starts with a pound. That way these will be the first items in your list. You don't have to, but it's easier. This is pound MG001 or Magic Show 001. In your name field, you can enter a more descriptive name, and since the client sees it, you may want to enter something that sounds better than just Magic Show 001. You can also enter a description with up to 255 characters, which also will show up on the invoice and, if you like, on the contract. So you may want this to be descriptive as well. And then you can type as much as you like in the long description, and this is probably more for your benefit, although it certainly can be added to reports too if you like invoices and contracts. The order message shows up when you're booking the show or taking the order, so it's a reminder to you to say things to the client. And this could be a reminder, for instance, to tell the client, it's an 8 o'clock show, but I'll be there at 7:30 so I can set up. And this information can also print on the contracts and invoices, etc., so your client has it in writing. You should select a supplier of yourself, unless you're booking for someone else, in which case you could put the performer here. And on the product type, you should select show. This will allow you to just see shows when you go to book shows later, so they're not mixed in with your effects and props, etc. In the retail price, enter the full price for your show, and this will be what you charge normal customers. In wholesale and 3 and 4, you can enter lower prices, and you can select these manually, or you can have them automatically selected by assigning this price level to the customer. You'll see that in the customer tutorial. So if you give a different rate to charities, or if you're running a special or something, this is one of the ways you can do it. You can also simply change the price while you're doing an order, so there's multiple options for that. Indicate the type of show: magic, mentalism, bazaar, seance, etc. And then down below, these fields have not been renamed yet, so they may be slightly different than your screen, but you'll have hours, minutes, and seconds for the show. This is a 25-minute show. And 25 is a quarter of an hour, so that's 15 seconds. After you've entered that information, go to stock levels, and you would typically check non-inventory item. This way you'd never run out of shows. They're not physical inventory, so you probably don't worry about quantities on these, but if you do only want to sell a certain number of shows, you can uncheck this and put an in-stock number here, and you'll only be able to sell that number that you include. If you like, you can under extra indicate the type of show. This is a stage show. And then let's move on to the assembly, where we actually build the show. Here I've already pre-built a show with several effects and props. And to do that, you can simply click in this field and either type the next effect or prop that you want, select it from the pull down, or you can click this button with 3 dots, ellipsis, and this will pull up a product search, very similar to the search that we saw in the product entry when we were doing props and effects. The first thing that you want to do typically is add effects. So if you like, you can use the product type pull down and say I just want to see effects, and it'll filter the list down below. You can click through them and get details about them and the long description, and as you find ones you want to add, just click them and click add to assembly, and you'll see them appear in the list behind this dialog. You can also search on any of these fields above to narrow this list down. So if you're looking for specific types of things for a specific type of show, you can do that. After you've added some effects, you may want to add some props, utility items, so choose utilities, and you don't have to use this filter if you just want to see all of your items. And simply as you're doing this, just keep adding them to the assembly. You'll note that as you're looking at items, for instance, let's go back to effects. If we click on Ambitious Card, we can see that it's a close-up parlor and a walk-around, so we know it's probably not the best thing for a stage show, which is what we're building right now, but there it is. When you're done, click OK, and you'll see all your effects and your props listed for the show, along with some additional information. You can hide some of these useless fields by simply clicking on this button right here and saying I really don't want to see the retail, wholesale, price 3, etc. prices. And you can stretch out fields if you want more information. For instance, if you want to see a closer shot of the description. If you want to reorder these, again, you might see a rename field. This should say item number. You can change the order. So if I really want to start with cups and balls and then go to Ambitious Card next, and then I can click on quantity or the field that will be there. and it will change the number. Now I did add an extra ambitious card when I was playing here, so we'll just delete that so it's not confusing. And I did Control Delete to pull that out. So once you've built your show, you'll see everything that's scheduled for it in this list, and you can then, if you like, print a report. There's a quick link to reports here, and there's two reports that you're likely to use. Now these can be printed from the report center in mass, they can be printed from the order when you're talking to the client, and they can be printed from the product screen, which is where we are now. So for this show, we may want to print the checklist. And when you select that, it will print out everything that you need to take on your show. For cups and balls, I have nothing set up, but I did set up an assembly for ambitious cards. So I know I need to bring a card deck, and I need to bring a Sharpie pen. So as you're building effects, which again is covered in a previous tutorial, you can use the same assembly feature to list what props, etc. you want to carry with your products, and have an entire checklist telling you everything that you need to take for that show. In addition, you can print out your script list. And we're going to do it for this show. And this will be a page per effect with your running time, your props, etc. However you want to write this, it's done under the Customize button. You'll see that in the inventory tutorial. And your entire script. And we have some sample, very short ones built in here just to give you a quick idea. And this will print out all of your different scripts, and at the very bottom of the page there's a running total so you can see the time of your show. And then the next tutorial will cover how to take these shows that you've built and sell them to your clients.